Overcoming procrastination. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between hills and rivers, there lived a young man named James. James was bright, hardworking, and had big dreams. He wanted to become a successful engineer and build amazing things that would change the world. But there was one problem. James kept putting things off. Every day, James would sit down at his desk, surrounded by his books and notes. He'd tell himself, "I'll study later," or "I'll finish this tomorrow." But tomorrow never came. Instead of studying, James found himself scrolling through his phone, watching videos or chatting with friends. The more he delayed, the more he felt guilty. But he couldn't stop. Procrastination had taken control of his life. Dawson Trotman says, "The greatest amount of wasted time is the time not getting started." The struggle one evening, as the sun set over the village, James sat by the river feeling lost and frustrated. "Why can't I just start?" he thought to himself. "I know I need to study. I know I have to do it, but I just keep putting it off." As he stared at the flowing water, he heard a soft voice. It was an old man named Mr. Ahmed, who was known in the village for his wisdom. Mr. Ahmed had helped many students and workers in the village overcome challenges. Seeing James sitting alone, he walked over and sat beside him. "Mr. Ahmed." "James, you look troubled. What's on your mind?" "James, I want to study and work hard, but I always put things off. I tell myself, I'll do it later, but later never comes. And now, I'm falling behind. I don't know how to fix this." Mr. Ahmed: "I see. Procrastination is a tricky thing. It can make us feel lazy, but it's not about being lazy. It's about not knowing how to start. Let me share with you some techniques that can help you get out of this habit and take control of your time." The first technique, the 2-minute rule. Mr. Ahmed: "James, the first thing you need to do is break the habit of putting things off. Start with the 2-minute rule. This rule is simple. If a task will take less than 2 minutes to complete, do it right away. Don't wait for later." James looked at him with a little confusion. Mr. Ahmed: "For example, if you need to send an email, tidy your room, or make a quick phone call, do it now. These small tasks, when done immediately, will help you build momentum. Instead of pushing them off, you'll start feeling more productive." James: "That sounds simple, but I can see how it could work. If I start doing these small tasks right away, I won't feel so overwhelmed by everything I have to do." Mr. Ahmed: "Exactly. Completing small tasks will give you a sense of accomplishment and help you feel ready to take on bigger tasks." The second technique, time blocking, Mr. Ahmed: "Next, you need to plan your day better. A lot of the time, we don't know where to start because we're thinking about everything at once. That's where time blocking comes in." James: "Time blocking? What's that?" Mr. Ahmed: "It's simple. You set specific blocks of time during the day for certain tasks. For example, you could say, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., I'll study math. Then you can take a break. Then at 11 a.m., study history for another hour. This way, you focus on one thing at a time, and you don't feel like you have to do everything all at once." James: "I see. So instead of feeling stressed about everything, I just focus on one thing for a set amount of time?" Mr. Ahmed: "Exactly. By focusing on one thing at a time, you can work without distractions. And don't forget to take small breaks between your time blocks. This will help you stay fresh and energized." Zig Ziglar says, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." The third technique, just start. Mr. Ahmed: "Finally, the most important technique, just start. Sometimes the hardest part of any task is starting. We make excuses, we get scared, or we think it will be too hard. But the key is to take that first step." James: "But what if I don't know how to start or I'm scared?" Mr. Ahmed: "James, it doesn't matter how small the first step is, just start. You don't have to finish everything in one go. Simply open your book or start writing one sentence. Once you begin, the rest will follow. Remember, the hardest part is always the beginning." James: So I should stop waiting for the perfect time and just start, even if it feels hard at first? Mr. Ahmed: Exactly. And once you start, the task won't seem as difficult. It's about building that habit of taking action. Mark Twain says, "The secret of getting ahead is getting started." James's transformation. Over the next few weeks, James began to follow Mr. Ahmed's advice. Every time he felt the urge to procrastinate, he remembered the 2-minute rule and took small actions right away. He started using time blocking to study for his exams, focusing on one subject at a time. And most importantly, he learned to stop waiting for the perfect moment. He just started, no matter how small the task seemed. Slowly but surely, James's stress began to fade. He felt more in control and confident. As he studied for his final exams, he found himself remembering what he learned and solving problems with ease. He realized that overcoming procrastination was not about being perfect. It was about taking small, consistent steps every day. James passed his exams with flying colors, and his dream of becoming an engineer was now one step closer to reality. He knew that the battle with procrastination would never be over, but now he had the tools to fight it and win. The tips to overcome procrastination. Use the 2-minute rule. If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it right away. Time blocking. Break your day into focused time periods for different tasks. Just start. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start small, and the rest will follow. James learned that the key to success wasn't waiting for motivation to appear. It was about starting, staying focused, and taking consistent action. And just like James, you can overcome procrastination. 2. Moral of the story. The key to overcoming procrastination isn't waiting for the perfect moment. It's about taking small steps every day. Remember, success comes from consistency, not perfection. When you stop waiting for motivation and start taking action, you'll begin to build momentum. So don't let fear or delay hold you back. Take charge of your time, stay focused, and trust the process. One small step today will lead to big achievements tomorrow. Just start and success will follow.
Thanks for watching Life Lesson in English. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Drop a comment below with your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one.